leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the deer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Hey, we're back here on Strong Island Television in Paradise Studios in beautiful
Downtown Massapequa.
Midtown,
Uptown.
downtown, uptown, all over town in Massapequa.
Yeah.
We're here, right across from where? The Long Island Railroad.
Look at that.
You
The
know, Richie,
Long
who is
Island.
our show brought to us by, Rich?
It is brought to us this week by Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
And every week, Barasch
There
and
they
McGarry, wonderful sponsors. Michael Barasch, thank you for all you do for 9/11 responders and all you have done. And right at the top of the show, Patrick McDonald. It's a Johnny plug time.
Look at that.
When are we
There
getting
he
him
is.
on the show? Butch, don't come on. Don't answer yet. Don't
We have
answer
to
yet.
get
But
him
we
on.
got to get him on the show. We got him
Yeah.
on the show. I miss you.
Yeah, well,
I sincerely miss you. You're one of my favorite people.
wasn't I here last week?
No, we didn't do a show last week.
Oh, that's right. We took
You
a
were
break.
away. And when
That's
you were
right.
away, you said,
Wow.
I can't. This is what you said to me. Listen.
I was on a cruise ship. You think I would have realized I wasn't here last
Right.
week?
And you said to me, listen, I'm going to, you threw the whole cruise thing at me, like,
Yeah.
going on a cruise. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I got the money to do that. But Richie Walker booked on every show in Long Island.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm going on, am I right, Claudia? I'm going on a cruise. Don't get in touch with me. He only responded to me twice.
Yeah, I did.
I
know.
could do that show. I could do that show. In a week and a half, only two. I'm saying, Richie, you having a good time? Nothing. Richie, eating good food? Nothing. I put a show out there. He goes, I could do that show, and I could do this show.
Yeah.
2 responses in a week.
I'm so sorry. Let me say one thing. We
Yes.
went to Alaska.
Let's change the show. Say one thing.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's amazing. But thank you for allowing me to talk this
Yes, I'm
week.
so.
Uh,
Like my hat?
skip Alaska in the summer.
Yeah.
It's all green. There's like nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
I just thought my cousin
Thousands and thousands of
You
when?
didn't do he went just this
We
last
did
week.
that. We did the,
Did the mushing doggies? Did you do that?
We didn't, but we saw the dogs, and that was it.
And they were what, in the pool? It was summer. They were all sitting in the
We
We
were.
want to see the sled dogs, and they're all sitting in the
Well,
pool.
it's amazing if you've never seen it.
I never.
They love it. They want to get on that. They're chomping at
Yeah, it's
the
the
bit to get on.
thing.
And then they go around, they run, and then they release the leashes, and they
Uh-huh.
all run into the water. They dive into the water. the
It's like,
dogs.
the clock is laying down on the. I got to look up at the clock.
It's
You're
at
making
3
me
minutes.
work.
I see it. We're
Wait,
good.
so
He'll
we
fix
got it.
it.
We got it. Laurie's gonna pick it up first. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Lord.
So cool. Now, I used to be a big flyer.
Yes.
Delta. I'm a Delta guy. I was Diamond. I used to get upgraded.
We loved Delta coming home. Loved it.
You loved it.
Loved it.
Did they ask about me?
They,
No, right?
They asked if I knew of
So
you.
listen to this.
Yeah.
I used to get upgraded all the time. To Comfort, the first class. I
Yeah.
bought on Diamond. And what I liked about boarding like kind of first is I always would turn around and look at everybody waiting
Yeah.
and like give them that look. And I'm like, hey, I'm boarding. Look, you know what I mean? You guys are
Right.
waiting.
Mr.
I'm gonna get
Big
the
Stuff.
overhead.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a nice way to be. It's
Yeah.
not really a kind way to be. But I like to flaunt it a little bit.
Right. Now that's because you were first class.
That was the past.
You
No,
did-
not even first class. I would board with I would board like first,
I
after
gotcha.
first class and the veterans and the children, but kind of first.
Did you throw the New York City firefighter in there?
Never,
Right.
never. I did board with a helmet on and an axe, but I never
Right.
told them I was a firefighter. Thank you for setting up that old joke of mine. So that's when you know each other really well, right? You set me up. That was good. So now I'm M1.
Yeah.
Now they say M1, M2, M3, M4, and 5 and 6.
Right.
But it's after all the big shots.
Yes, I know that.
So
we
I
were
s-
M2, whatever that meant.
Okay,
What
so-
does that mean?
It's like main cabin, but you know.
Right, right.
So I said, you know what? I still have a little pop because I'm M1, not
Yes.
M2, not. So I'm still maybe going to give a little look when I get on, like, hey, M2, M6,
Right,
I'm boarding,
right.
like a little attitude thing,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm waiting. They're on the class. They're on first class, right? And I'm waiting. All of a sudden, I hear boarding next. M1 through M6. I go, what? What do you mean M1? I'm running to the front of the line. I'm going, I'm on.
Yeah.
People are pushing me. You're an idiot.
Oh, that's funny.
So I got no respect on the flight.
When I went, let me say what happened to me on the flight. I'm going down. They were having problems with a drunk guy up in the front. And the woman complained that she can't sit next to him anymore. He's disgusting, whatever he was saying. So what did I do? I was sitting in the back of the plane because I already volunteered my seat.
Right.
So now it's just me and a kid sitting next to me.
Right.
The kid, they go over to the kid, they go, up. We need you to switch with this guy. So I get the drunk next to me. The kid moves up front. And then the drunk goes to me, goes, I want to know why they moved me. I go, they didn't. They were moving the kid. He was afraid to sit back here.
Good. Very good. Good
and then he went to sleep.
Good comeback.
True story.
I didn't bring this up. I thought I brought it up on the last show, but tell me if I brought it up on the last show.
Yeah.
But I think I brought it up at the comedy show that I did with Michelle.
Right.
Hey, Bobby. Bobby's not even here anymore. He doesn't, once we go on the air, he goes out, he gets pizza. He's like, if anything goes wrong,
right.
Oh, you're there. Now, you never said to me, I did Michelle's show. Bobby has never seen me do stand-up live. Am I right? Really? A little bit here, never live.
Right.
Bobby was there.
What you see here,
I'm not going to say how I did. Bobby, how did I do? Be honest, Bobby.
Right, I'm going to be 100% honest.
Go.
This man killed it. He was amazing. His energy, he was funny. There was a group of hecklers that he totally zinged, but kept them involved. Right. I thought he was, I'm not going to say, listen, Chris Roach was funny, but this man
stole the show.
Unbelievable.
Of course he did.
I was going to text you and I forgot.
Yeah,
you were amazing.
Because you always busted my chops, so thank you, Bobby. That was very
Look at that.
I had so much fun at the show, but I brought this up at the show. And I'm going to ask our audience over here, too, with Lori and Claudia.
Now, which show is this?
It was Michelle. It was a small show. It was about 25 people.
Oh, okay.
25 people. That's all. But that's all we need to get pumped up. Am I right? You got 25 people there. I can get pumped up for that. So, how many times? Like, how many days do you go and not take a shower if you're going in the pool? That was the question I posed to the audience.
And what did they say to that?
Well, some of the ladies were like, nah, it's not like a shower. I was on my third day. I was on my third day of pool bathing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And in fact,
isn't your hair all wiry?
Look, that's why I'm wearing a hat. Right. The other day, I have to say, my wife got upset with me because I did bathe in the pool. Yeah. It was the neighbor's pool. Right. Wasn't even my pool. They were having a party. Right. And I said to my wife, nobody's in the pool. She goes, they all got out when you started bathing in the pool. Right. And that's the section of the show. It's called Working on a New Bit. Ba-bing! We got to get a thing for that. Like the pickle. Oh, we're working. That's the section of the show. It should come across. Yes. Working on a new bit. Yeah. Right? Just like you said to me on Facebook. That's a bit.
And then like when we see other comics come on, like later we have the very funny Claudia Bonavita.
Right. Very funny.
So when you hear something new, right? We go, it just flashes up.
Yeah, new bit.
Working on the new bit.
Working on a new bit. I like that. Yes.
Wait, before you move on, and I know I'm coming on already, but...
Excuse me, mister. Before you say something, we miss Butch. He was away for a few weeks. Yes. He had some health issues. We're very, very glad to see your face back on the screen. Just once, though.
Thank you, just once.
Very happy to see you back.
Welcome back, Butch.
Welcome back to the screen.
What I wanted to do was, because you guys can't see that far, we have lots of our regulars on. Ann is here. Cindy Seville coming on to say hi.
Hi,
say
Cindy.
Hi to Cindy. And we have Michelle Shepard is on. We have a new viewer who I believe is from overseas. Chris Melendez is also a new viewer tonight.
I bet she's there for Cheryl. Chris Melendez.
Yep. Hey, so Cheryl, I just wanted to say hi to some of our new viewers and hi to our regular viewers. Of course, as you said at the top of the show, Patrick is on as always. So I just wanted to say hello to some of our viewers.
Butch, thank you. We love to have you back, breaking up the momentum. We missed that.
Thanks, guys.
Will you just stop the show, right? Right?
Yeah.
It's like going down a hill with a car and you hit a rock.
People have to understand when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. I mean, you heard it from Bobby earlier. I mean, you are, when you're on fire, you can't just interrupt.
Alex, you back there?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pickleball. Give me it, Alex.
More than ready.
All right, the Laughter Saves Lives Pickleball Fundraiser Social, any level, come out and play, has been moved to November 3rd because it was originally on September 15th, which is a Jewish holiday, Rosh Hashanah.
Can't do that.
Right? And I booked the show, and my Butch Seltzer, Jewish, Amy Solomon, Jewish, Les Deegan, Jewish. Nobody told me don't do it. And then all of a sudden, Butch says, that's Rosh Hashanah, right? So we moved it to November 3rd.
But now maybe I can play. Maybe I'll be healed by then because I was injured 10 minutes into
I think I'd rather you come and just buy some 50-50 and sit and watch
50-50 and I could cheer you on.
Yeah. You get me nervous.
What? Did you see me take that spill when I went back?
I did.
It was scary.
It was scary. And you were just going to get your water.
I had 20 pickleball players
you
all
weren't
around.
even hitting the ball. You were like, let me just get a drink of water. Whoa! We're like, walk us down.
Yes.
Everybody was like, walk us down. What else do I got? Hot dog. Tell me if you like this hot dog.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Now, I'm eating healthy. I mean, Claudia, I'm not eating that healthy. I'm eating a slice of pizza. I got the diabetes.
Right.
I got the medicine today for the ADHD starting tomorrow.
It works.
Yeah, we're going to see how I am. Yep, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you this week. The ADHD meds are in.
How long they say it kicks in?
Right away. It should kick in right away.
Oh.
You take it in the morning, and it should kick in for that day. So we'll see.
Okay, good.
ADHD meds are in. So I'm teaching, and Chief Shepherd is listening there. I'm teaching, Chief, going after class, have my computer in the car.
Right.
And I said, let me just get a salad at this place in outside of Atlanta.
Right.
I think I was still in Gwinnett County, I think it's called,
right,
where Chief is from.
Doesn't matter. Oh, well,
salad with some pulled pork on top.
Yeah.
I go in and I see a picture on this is smart of them, of a hot dog with coleslaw and pulled pork. How could you say no to that?
Sounds
that's
delicious,
that's a thing I've never had. So I said to the girl, listen, I always talk too much. Listen, I have diabetes. I'm eating the salad. I really shouldn't have the dog, but give me the one hot dog with the salad.
The 16-year-old girl behind the counter understands.
Yeah, and you know what she says to me?
Yes.
Sir, that comes with 2 hot dogs. Wow. So, of course, what do you think I did then? I don't want to eat 2 hot dogs. What did I do? I said to her, okay. And I ate the 2 hot dogs as I watched my salad sit there. They were delicious.
Well, wait, the nutritionist is here. Is 2 hot dogs healthy?
My nutrition?
Yeah.
No, that I know.
But there's no carbs. There's no carbs in it.
But you know what?
No, but he's not eating the. He didn't eat the rolls. Did you eat the rolls?
Look at his fat face. He ate the rolls.
Do you want
Who's
rolls?
calling me? Somebody's calling me.
Okay.
Are we doing a show?
Don't they know you're doing a show?
Scam.
Like, oh, wow.
Scam. All right. You know what? I guess.
Making of a bit.
Butch, just hold up your fingers and not the middle one. How much more time do we have to BS, or should we just go to a commercial? Because I'm having fun here with Richie. Should we break? Just give me the signal.
Let's not
you don't
even
gotta
ask.
come on.
Go
Give me
another
signal.
minute and we'll go.
3 minutes. 3 minutes, yes? All right. When you get to 1 minute, give me the finger. Right. All right. I go to the sports bar.
Yeah.
In Atlanta area.
Right.
And here's what I say. Excuse me. Can you turn on the Met game? Everybody's head turned. What? I go, yeah. They're playing Kansas City. I'm a Kansas City fan. I said, whatever. Because they hate the Mets.
Oh, they do?
Oh, they hate the Mets out there.
Why? They beat them every time.
No, Atlanta does.
Yeah. So why would
traded
they
all
love
our
the
players
Mets?
away. We traded everybody away, Richie. Oh, you know what I wanted to say? 2 things.
What?
2 things. And it's solemn. Bobby, that car accident was very close by the other day when 3 people died. The kids are in the hospital still the day because supposedly they were in bad shape. You know, we go from day to day. Richie and I fooling around up here, and your life could change in a second. Right up the block from the studio, not far, was a major accident the other day. Car rear-ended, another car stopped at a light going. I don't know how fast he was going. He had to be going 70 miles an hour and killed a dad and 2 kids.
There's a GoFundMe for the family.
Oh, is there?
Oh, there is?
All right. So, yeah, if you want to look it up. I don't think we're allowed to say that on the air.
Do we know the family's name?
No, that's okay. That's
okay.
You
know the name of the family?
Huntley.
Look for Huntley.
Yeah, I mean, in a heartbeat, that whole family's life changed. And one other thing, today or yesterday was the day that firefighter John McNamara of the Johnny Mack Foundation who honored me a few years ago at the golf outing, and
Right.
Jennifer, the wife, he lost his battle with 9/11 cancer. I think it was about, I may be off a year or two, 7 years ago. I should have had that written down. But more importantly, I just wanted to honor firefighter John McNamara, Johnny Mac, who lost his battle with 9/11 cancer about 7 years ago as of today. So we are going to go to break, and we're back. We're going to bring in the chief from Gwinnett County, Bradley Shepard.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualified.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
That was the hot dog.
Oh, beautiful.
We had a picture of it. Come on,
Look
how do
at
you turn
that.
that down?
And what was nice is I see you had them gut the bread.
Yeah, they took out the
The
bread.
bread.
Yeah, so I didn't have to eat as much bread.
Right, that looks beautiful.
All right, we're back. We're back. Come back to the hot dog. All right, so our first guest tonight, he did a great job organizing these 5 classes, working with him over a few months, and I wanted to bring him on because he's hero segment. The man is a hero. He's a firefighter. He is now a battalion chief, a battalion commander, Bradley Shepard from Gwinnett County, Georgia. Chief!
There he is.
Chief had a few things to do tonight, and he turned them all down to be with us.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Anything for you, John.
Now, Butch and I were having a little discussion. You are a BC battalion chief?
Correct.
But when people come up to you, they say, "Hey, chief." They don't go, "Hey, battalion chief," right?
Correct. That's right.
Yeah. Butch?
Right.
Maybe,
You're in the clear. You're in the clear.
You're in the clear. So you had me come out to Georgia for 5 days. Thermo Fisher sent me out. The company sent me out, but I dealt with you and your wonderful teams out there. Tell us how, number one, why a firefighter? Why did you become a firefighter?
So my father was a firefighter. He spent 34 years in the service at Gwinnett County as well. So just growing up, he volunteered at the city I was born and raised in, outside of Athens, Georgia. And so a funny story too is I have a twin brother that's a firefighter as well. And
really?
Yep. So we spent most of our lives growing up watching our father come home from work and, share his stories. And then also when he volunteered, we got to go along with him on several calls as well. And, as a young boy, that just kind of is, it's eye-opening to know and understand that that's a very noble profession. So
Yeah.
It is. And, I think unless you were a firefighter, it's hard to understand the brotherhood and sisterhood, right?
Yep.
And I say sisterhood now. When I came on, there wasn't a single female on the FDNY. And it took me a while because we used to say fireman all the time, fireman,
Yep.
And now that I'm off the job, whatever, sometimes I slip back into that, but my daughters put me back in my place very quickly. So we went out there and we met your wonderful department. Tell us a little bit about your department. How many members, what kind of area they respond to, and what kind of responses do they do?
So Gwinnett County is right outside of Atlanta, Georgia, about 10 miles outside of Atlanta. There's population's about 1 million now, and we cover 437 square miles with 31 fire stations. And we have each station has at least an engine and an ambulance. So we do fire and EMS. And then we have one hazmat team, which is in the center of the county, which is where John went to do his first class. Then we have a technical rescue team in the north end of the county. And then we also have a swift water rescue team that's situated on the Chattahoochee River, which is one of the main rivers that run through Georgia. It runs from a popular, you've probably heard of it, Lake Lanier. And it goes all the way, it runs all the way through down to south parts of Georgia into the middle of Georgia and through.
Huge.
Yep, it's a huge river. So we have a team that handles all the swift water responses on the Chattahoochee as well. So large county, it's very diverse. I've been with the department for 18 years, and when I started, there was only 25 stations.
Wow.
And now we got 31, so it's definitely grown. There's just been a lot of new construction. A lot of
condos and apartments that I know is brand new, beautiful office buildings. I went out one night to eat somewhere. I don't know where the heck I was that night. Went at a Mexican restaurant, and beautiful outside mall. And I really enjoyed my stay when I was out there. I just wanted to add something. You sent me an email. I'm not going to read the email, but I try to put my heart and soul into when I'm teaching the class because I take it seriously. We laugh a lot. I mean, Johnny L is funny, right?
That's true. You're right.
But we laugh a lot. But I take it serious that the guys learn the meter, that they learn it to protect themselves in the community. And I always say in the class is that, hey, if I instill something on them that my brothers who were lost on 9/11 gave to me, that's a home run, So you wrote me a short little email, and I don't think you realize how much it meant to me. But I took a lot of pride in going out there and trying to really accomplish the job. And thank you for having me, and thank you for all the support.
Absolutely, you were great, and I appreciate you coming to the South and enduring this heat down here and doing that class. We've heard a lot of positive feedback from it. And it's a very complex meter. And so your knowledge and experience, we're very appreciative.
Well, you know what I do is when I get in front of the class, if they think I can use the meter, it makes them go, if that idiot can use it, I can learn it, right? So I inspire them in that way too.
Yeah.
You have any questions for the chief?
I do. When you said that you run the Chattahoochee River, right?
Yes, sir.
Would you have amphibian boats? What do they use?
No, just they have a John boat and they have a river raft, and they also have a specialized boat that can navigate the river in certain difficult areas of the river. So the very rocky areas and whatnot. I don't know the technical term for it,
but they're like fire boats, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't even know if I've ever seen one.
Well, I know the FDNY during the summer put some really small boats out, because of the boaters, just in the summer. Now, I came out because not only you work for Gwinnett, that's where you're a chief. You're in charge of this hazmat, not team, all these hazmat teams in a certain area of Atlanta. There were 5 different teams. tell us what the name of the teams are and what they're responsible for.
So a couple of years ago, I joined the Atlanta UASI hazmat committee, and basically it's formed up of all the major metropolitan areas, including the city of Atlanta. And there's 5 jurisdictions or 5 agencies that make up this UASI group in Georgia. And UASI is actually a federal grant program funded through the Department of Homeland Security. And so they look at these high dense, high populated areas with high threats, and they form these UASI groups in these metropolitan areas. I know New York has one, Los Angeles, Charlotte, all of your big cities have a UASI group. And so Atlanta, I joined up, and at the time at Gwinnett, I was on the hazmat team. I was handling all the training for our team in Gwinnett County. And the lead, the lead of that committee, Chief Scott White from Cobb County, I have to give him a lot of credit as well. But him and I started working together on getting some training to come into the area, and we started working on this Gemini project. So it was a long time in the making, a lot of effort put forth to get this meter to the region.
And Chief, let me just interrupt 1 second. Can you tell them what UASI stands for? And the Gemini is the meter that I teach. It's called the Gemini.
Got it.
Unknown solids and liquids. You just put a little drop on it, and it hopefully will identify that for bomb teams, hazmat teams, drug enforcement. Go ahead, Chief.
So UASI stands for Urban Area Security Initiative.
There we go.
And like I said, it's made up of the 5 metro areas, hazmat teams, and bomb teams.
Right.
And so the focus from UASI is to prevent and enhance the response to terrorist acts or terrorist threats, essentially. So we got to do everything we can in our power to prepare for it early, and make sure that the area, especially the highly dense and highly populated areas, are prepared to handle such. So, Atlanta's a hot spot. John saw it while he was down there. It's just the traffic is unbelievable. You hear about it a lot, but unless you're in it every day, you're just, you don't realize how populated this area is. So,
Chief, I just want we have 2 minutes. The guys were great. They're really into it. So I hope that they continue the training on it, and it helps in some way. But I want to talk about when the salesman, Don, took us out to lunch. He said, I want to go out to lunch. It's this great place. You follow me. And we're driving.
Yeah.
And we're driving on the highway, off the highway, around circles. I go, this place has got to be unbelievable, right? Mm-hmm. So we park the cars, and he turns around, he opens the door, and he goes, "Don't judge." Right? He says, "It is. What do you call it? Zaxxon? Is that a drawl? Is that what did you call that?
A hole in the wall."
Yeah, and the place was, Richie, it was like this big.
Right.
So we're all like sitting like this, right? And the lady there is one of those people, like, you don't argue with the waitress. You just listen to her, and don't, here's the menu. Yeah, but boom, you know what I mean? This is what you're getting, It was good.
John wanted half and half tea, and she just wasn't having that.
I said, can I have 90% unsweetened and 10% sweetened? And she looked at me and she goes, "You're getting sweetened." I go, "Okay, ma'am, thank you."
But it's the best. It's the best Cuban I've had, though.
Yeah, it was good. All right, we got about a minute. I'm going to be in touch because a few of the departments want us to come out, do a comedy show in memory of my guys, raise some money for your charities. So we'll continue the discussion. And thank you so much for taking the time to come on.
Thank you, John. Sounds good. Just we'll keep in touch and looking forward to hearing from you soon.
All
yes,
right.
sir. Thank you very much. Battalion Chief Bradley Shepard from Gwinnett County, Georgia.
You know what I learned from this interview? That I am here to make you look really smart.
Thank you, Richie.
Because
it's not easy.
I look really stupid.
No. Why do you look stupid?
I don't know any of this conversation.
Well,
and then you
it-
brought up
because
the
it's my-
restaurant. That I understood.
Yeah.
You talk about a hot
I'm
dog.
sorry.
I get the hot dog. I don't get
It's
anything
my
else.
sweet spot. I'm
That's
sorry.
all right,
I'm
it's
sorry.
all
But I get very passionate when I'm in front of the room because
I know.
I'm thinking.
It's your show. Do what you
no,
want
but I'm
to do.
thinking, you know what? I'm thinking, man, if I'm making a small difference in
Right.
protecting this country or whatever, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, all right. That's what
you know,
we call
so
it.
I
you
get
do.
into it still.
You protect.
Let's go to break.
You don't
and we'll be
protect
back
yourself,
with
though. Look, this is what
Cheryl
he does.
Frosty. I didn't need it. Look,
You-
protect
you-
the Gemini.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that can save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac. People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child.
It's simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
Oh,
All right.
we're back.
We're back. Laughter Safe Sex live. We didn't do that.
Live.
Live.
You know what it is? Our minds are going too much.
Yeah,
too.
and I'm not on the med yet.
Yeah.
We're back, and we're bringing in our next guest. I'm very excited.
Wait. Could you please move the giant bottle of water that you have because it's right in the middle of you. Thank you. Move the giant bottle of water.
You don't see that on the Tonight Show.
No. And here we go. It's like. Okay, so our next guest is the director of the Run for the Fallen from South Carolina, Cheryl Frost.
And here she is. There she is.
Now, Cheryl, I have to apologize because for some reason it has two Y's after Frost.
I think it's because my email is Cheryl Frosty.
Oh.
Because Cheryl Frost was taken. So I went with the snowman option.
But your friends call you Frosty, don't they?
Does anybody call you Frosty?
Growing up, that was my nickname. Teachers, everyone, Frosty.
You know, if we were an R-rated show, we could tell you what people used to call Richie growing up.
Yes, we keep that under wraps.
We can't talk about that.
Live, we'll tell you.
Yeah. So excited to have you on.
Well, thank you so much.
We you know, all these discussions usually start because I'm always networking about doing a comedy show. Who introduced us again?
Alyssa Bestern.
From South Carolina.
She's in South Carolina now, but she is a New Yorker, and her husband is a retired New York firefighter.
Got it.
Battalion chief, BC. No. So we're very excited about coming to South Carolina because just want to go to South Carolina, you know, and lay in the sun and go on the beach and go in the pool and to be able to go down and do some good work at the same time. I bet you Richie would drive down there.
I would.
I bet you would because his wife is always saying, Richie, go somewhere.
Yep.
Go somewhere.
You would not believe our neighborhood, how much of our neighborhood is New York retirees.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
It is amazing.
I know. They call Florida the sixth borough, but I think you guys are a slow,
Now, do they love the infiltration of New Yorkers there? Do they just love it, right?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've lived in other southern states, and I was nervous about this, but it is amazing down here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just our area. I don't think it is, though, because there's so many snowbirds and then northerners down here, but they're very welcoming.
Wow.
They'll take
Especially
anyone's
in the
money.
wooded area, right? If we go up in the wooded area.
About the wood. I'm actually coming out there because I want to look at some condos because I wanted to do an Airbnb and I can't afford to buy a second home. So I was thinking I could Airbnb it. And that's how this whole discussion got started. And we've been down there. We've been down to the comedy club. I did a show once before. What's the comedy club? Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Comedy
No,
Club.
you know.
I don't know.
You know.
Never.
All right. So now let's talk a little bit about how you became involved as the director of the Run for the Fallen in South Carolina. You have 3 children.
I do. I have 2 daughters that are currently in the Air Force, and I have a son. He was in the Army.
And your son was lost.
My son was lost. He was lost 3.5 years ago. And that's how I became involved with Honor and Remember. They hold a 3-day run for the fallen every year in October. And I would go stand out at my son's marker. And I knew that I wanted to volunteer with them eventually, but I just couldn't get to that point.
Weren't ready yet. Yeah.
I'm a very empathetic person, and it's hard because I take on other people's pain.
Right.
And so seeing the other families, and then my daughter was out there with me last year, and they didn't have a director. And so there weren't as many families notified or were out there. And it's hard seeing these hero markers for first responders and service members that there's no one standing there.
Right.
It's heartbreaking. And so
how does the run work? How does the run work? How does it work with these markers?
Well, they're every mile,
right.
And they have a list of usually 4 to 5 names on there.
Okay.
So what we do is we run for 3 days, and we doesn't mean me, but the runners, and we go from the State House steps in Columbia, South Carolina, all the way down to Patriots Point in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. So it's 122 miles over 3 days, and every mile we stop and we greet the family members that are out there, and we read the names of the fallen first responders and fallen service members from South Carolina.
Nice. Nice. Now, your son's name was?
Oh, Daryl James. We called him DJ.
DJ.
And my daughter was like, oh, you can make such a difference with this. So in January, I took over as director. So this will be my first year doing the run. And we're going to end up at Patriots Point, which is like a maritime museum. The ship, the Yorktown, is there.
Nice. And when is the run?
It is October 20th to October 22nd.
October 2. Now, I'm not a runner, right? Let's say I'm not a runner, but I want to participate. Can you walk? Can you do one of the runs? How does that work?
You can volunteer, and we have so many jobs for volunteers. We need people to go ahead and greet the families, to come ahead of the runners. People can walk from 1 mile to the other mile. And from the end of it, at the right before Patriots Point, they can come and walk with the runners up to Patriots Point also in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
What John could do is he gives out the cups of the water at the end.
There you go. And we always need that. We need people to stand with the family members.
Okay, I can do that.
It's emotional.
I can do that. I just want to show a few pictures of your family here. We have some pictures. This is your son.
There's your son there, right?
Wow, a lot of medals.
Wow,
a lot of medals. Yes. All right. I know you're getting a little emotional, so I'm not going to ask you any questions. This is your son and your 2 daughters. What a nice looking family. And we have another picture. Yes. And there you with your son. What's that? Is that the White House in the background?
He was with the old guard.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
That was his first assignment. I was throwing a fit. He joined the Army because my girls were Air Force. And the war had just really taken off. And he called me and he goes, my first assignment's going to be at the old guard. And I cried. And I was like, oh, well, that's a year at least assignment. But I can talk about the other families and be there for the other families. But if I have to talk about mine,
right,
I just can't do it. I lose it.
Yeah, no, I know. It's hard. It's hard. All right, so let's talk now. Thank you for your service. Your husband was in the military, yes?
My ex-husband, yes.
Your ex-husband. Your daughters and your son, and that's a lot on you to keep that all together. So
my dad was actually at Pearl Harbor.
Oh, wow.
But he was, now all the stories I ended up finding out after he passed because I got his records. So every time I meet a veteran, I tell him 2 things. get reevaluated by VA. If you're not at 100%, you get reevaluated, and tell your family your stories. Tell your family, because
my dad. I'm going through that with my dad. Yeah. Get reevaluated.
That generation, the greatest generation, they just sucked it up and moved on.
You hear so many stories about after somebody passes away, they find this, they find that, and the families never knew the kind of things they did, in the military. It's amazing. Any questions?
My father was always, nah, it was nothing.
Nothing?
Right?
I don't know is it the Purple Heart? What is the one for action, bravery in action?
When you
Which
the Purple Heart, right?
But that's where if you're wounded.
Wounded. No, he wasn't wounded. It was bravery, Bronze Star.
It's the Bronze Star, the Medal of Courage.
He got the Bronze Star, and to him, everything was like, nah.
Oh, it's nothing.
Right?
Nothing,
That's exactly how they all are about that.
All right. So the Run for the Fallen. What is the date again? 10/20 to 10/22.
October the 20th to October the 22nd. Correct.
How do they find you?
How do they find to join and help?
So South Carolina.usarunforthefallen.org.
All right. Now, the Run for the Fallen is doing something different next year. They're going to do a comedy fundraiser. How did that happen?
I knew that was going to happen.
How did that happen?
I felt
Cheryl?
it in my blood.
Not only is Cheryl going to be there, Cheryl Frosty's going to be there too. She's going to be in her second, mode. She's going to do some time up there as the Frosty lady. But we're going to put this together because we want to come out and it'll be great.
Well, I sent you a list of comedians that actually live down here.
Oh, okay. We won't be using them.
We
but
won't be using
we
them.
appreciate. No, I'm kidding.
No. I mean, you give us some big ones, Stephen Colbert. And,
You get big
gonna,
names.
But they're amazing. Danny McBride, military background.
What would have to happen is you would have to write to them as from the organization, right? Because if I write to him, he's going to be, but if you write to him, you can get one of those. We'll work with Stephen Colbert, right?
As soon as John calls them, they go, we need 3,000.
Yeah, we need 5,000.
We need 4,000, whatever.
Yeah.
So we want you.
You call Stephen Colbert. Anything else you want to add before we and you signed yesterday when I zoomed with her, her sign fell down behind her.
Oh,
today it
see.
stayed up for the whole.
Yes.
What did you nail it into the wall today?
I did. I went all in.
Did you design it? Go like this so we could see it.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Honor and remember. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes, I see it. Yep. Great.
No, but that is the flags that we give. We're in 26 states now, but those are the flags we give, and they're embroidered with the first responder or service member's name, and we give them to the families. We present them to the families.
Right.
Beautiful. Well, you're doing great work, my dear. It was
Thank
nice
you.
that you stepped up. And again, thank you for your service and your family service. And I'm sorry about your son. I don't mean to go down that rabbit hole. But I have to say it. I know that it's very tough. So thank you for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, because
thank you for all you guys do. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
You would love it down here. You would love it. Thanks.
All right, Cheryl. We'll talk to you soon. Cheryl Frost from the Run from the Fallen. Let's go to break, and we'll be back with our comic, Claudia Bonavita.
Zwanger Passeri has been delivering a true patient-centric experience for the past 70 years. You can always expect to be cared for with compassion, scanned on the latest technology, and a highly trained subspecialized radiologist to interpret your images.
Jack, put your phone away. We're having dinner.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? What can I get you?
You guys want appetizers?
For some reason, I just got a craving for smoked meat.
Well, you ordered something already. The menu hasn't changed. You looked at it 3 times.
I don't know what I want yet.
I wanted chicken, but I think it's blackened, so I'll have a burger.
How'd you like that cook?
Medium.
Do you have any specials? Specials? Boss, what are the specials?
What's the matter? You don't know the specials?
Look at this smoke. What smoke?
We gotta get these dumps clean.
Nah, they're fine.
You know what? We're just gonna take our order to go, okay?
In business since 2003, MCN duct cleaning is the result of many years of research and continuing education. Realizing the need to provide a safer and cleaner environment for families on Long Island, MCN services both residential and commercial properties by cleaning dryer vents, fireplaces, HVAC systems, and so much more. This not only improves air quality, but it could also reduce your energy bills by making things run more efficiently. So, if you want to make your house or business safer and cut down on your bills in the process, give our friend Matt over at MCN a call now.
Is that steak well done?
Maybe call a little bit sooner than these guys did.
I like that. That's good.
Hey, we're
Shift
back.
over.
Hey.
Laughter saves lives. I always do the opposite way. But which way are we moving? Your way? Your way.
No.
Yes.
Claudia's got to
Well, you
come
got to
in.
move a little
I
bit.
gotta come in.
We're back with Claudia
There we
Bonavita.
go. Yeah.
Laughter saves lives. Hi, Claudia.
They're so
Hello.
funny,
How you
Claudia.
Claudia is so much fun. Just quickly, what did you do for a living for years and years? Very commendable.
Okay, I'm a retired teacher. I was a special ed teacher for 32 years.
Wow.
And then an autism consultant. And I started a program with two colleagues, Vito Selecchia, Norma Drossman, and myself for children with autism.
Awesome.
Wow.
For Eastern Suffolk BOCES.
Yes,
And
great.
that's what
great.
I did.
That's amazing. Says a lot about you, my dear. So you're here.
She's like a hero. on
Yeah.
our show.
Compared to, you had all these wonderful people, and then
Can you
there's
put that
Claudia.
in her face?
She's like, oh, we don't have Tommy's
It's
picture.
in.
show?
I know. I'm going to put it on my side because we want to see Claudia now.
All right.
Maybe you don't.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's my buddy Tommy Gardner, who I lost on 9/11. He's always with me. We
Yeah.
did a radio show together. So tell us a little bit about what's going on in your life.
Well,
Miss Claudia.
first of all, I have to say, you were talking about like the pool thing and bathing and whatever.
Yes. What do you think?
Because I'm married over 35 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is my honey.
There he is.
I carry
Aw.
with him everywhere.
The very
him with
funny
me
The
everywhere.
fat
John
lazy-
Bonavita.
we
Yeah,
can't say
the
last
fat,
word. Yeah, we can't
lazy.
say. Right.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's on the back, but
I don't know if we can
on
show
the
it.
back.
Can we show
Oh,
it?
No, it's just
okay.
letters.
All right.
It's only letters.
All right.
I can't say what it says,
And
but
we
it's
say it
letters.
with affection.
But and I do. I say
yes,
with
we
affection.
all do.
But I have to tell you, my husband will only shower if he thinks he's going to get a little. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But the problem is now I get horny anytime I smell Irish Spring.
Wow. In John's house, it's double hot dogs.
Oh yeah,
I don't
double
eat
hot
hot
dogs.
dogs.
No buns.
I know. I'm kidding.
No buns.
So what? Your husband now? You used to do comedy with your husband? Is that
I
right?
did,
Really?
yeah. So when I
Yeah.
first started, I took classes with the amazing Rich Walker and
Where is
Peter
he?
Bales.
We just got the regular Rich Walker.
That's the regular Rich Walker.
Is he
Yeah.
nice?
And then I came back with my husband and we
Right.
did a comedy team.
That must have been fun.
And
Oh.
so, yes, so we, occasionally we'll do that. We did it in February. We
Oh,
brought
yeah?
it back. We had a
And
good time.
let me say one thing also. Even America's Got Talent was looking at you guys, right?
Yes, yes.
How often do you see a comedy team? You don't.
Don't.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Sonny and Cher was the last husband-wife comedy team.
Probably, yeah.
I can't think of any.
That we can think of, right?
Yeah.
Well, you saw a lot of comics too,
Well,
Lori.
he comes to every
can't think
gig.
of one.
He's at every event.
Right.
He is. He's a
Except for
it's-
tonight, he's watching the Yankees. Although right now he better be watching me.
Right.
And then he's going to
Watching
switch
the
off
Yankees,
YouTube
yeah.
and back to the Yankees.
Okay, good luck with that. A
Yeah.
spouse actually
Guaranteed.
watching
Yeah,
their
my wife.
spouse.
My wife doesn't even know where I am.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Stop and shop.
Yeah, I hate texting him. He's like the worst.
No, my husband is awful with texting. He
Yeah.
doesn't get the whole texting lingo.
Yeah.
I text him like the other day. I said IDK, and he texts back, "What the heck is IDK?" So I told him I don't know. He texts back, "If you don't know, how do I know?" He's horrible. And like I could send him 20 texts in a row.
Yeah.
He only looks at the last one. You guys do that to your wives?
Yeah, you don't
Listen,
look at all of them.
Yeah, just look. But here's the problem.
You miss so
like,
much.
I know. Like I'm at the bank, right? I text him, "I'm at the bank." Whoop. And then I'm like, "Oh my God, a guy walked in wearing a ski mask." Whoop. "Oh my God, he has a gun." Whoop. "Honey, I love you with all my heart." You know what he does? He picks up the phone. He goes, "Oh, I love you too. And don't forget, we need toilet paper."
There you go.
Wow, that's
Nothing wrong with
nice.
that.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm one of those
He's
filthy
awful.
husbands.
He once told me, you gotta tell me, he has a lot of pet peeves, your husband.
Well, I have pet peeves on him.
Oh, you
but
have pet
does
peeves?
too.
He has
I
some on
do.
you too,
I
but go
do.
ahead.
I'm sure he does. But like now that he's retired, because we're both retired,
Yeah.
he sleeps till noon.
Yeah.
And then he only does one thing a day and plops his fat butt on the couch. That's it. That's the whole day. That's what
Yeah.
it consists of. So yesterday he woke up at like 12:30. He gets up, he takes the garbage out, and then he plops right on the couch.
Wow.
He fat-lined. I said, I'm calling it. Time of plop, 12:34 p.m.
That's great. Well,
And
we
nobody
love
steal
him.
fat line. That's mine.
Yeah, that's
You get up
us.
early too, Richie.
I do. I'm up early every day.
No, you're not.
He is. You can't call Rich or
No.
talk to him
No.
till at least 11 o'clock. And
Unless
that's iffy.
Unless he will respond if he's getting up to pee at like 7 a.m. or because he's.
But I don't
crashing.
expect you to text back at that point. Just I'll call you back in a little bit. Oh, good. What time should I go? I'm already sleeping.
I make the
The other
mistake.
day, I sent a text, I phone called, left a voicemail, and an email. And then around 12:30, I get the call back.
Well, don't you ever make the mistake if somebody text messages you and you text them back with you think it's going to end there, and then they continue, and you're like, oh, I just shouldn't have said anything.
I have a friend like that who always has to have the last word.
Oh.
So whenever she texts me, my husband and I just play a little game.
Oh, you do?
And we do like, okay, thumbs up, smiley face, just see how far we can
Oh,
go.
that's funny. That is really funny.
Because she has to have the last
You
word.
is that in your act? Did you write that? in
No,
your
I
act?
didn't.
You have to.
Where's the sign? Work in progress. Big
Bring,
progress.
work in progress.
There we go. But you know what makes me crazy about my husband? He eats every meal on the couch.
What?
No, swear to God.
Oh, not
he
allowed in
he's
my
got
house.
he's got the plate dangling here, and it's like living with a 250-pound otter. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's a great reference.
It's crazy.
He's on his
Otter,
back
tell you.
eating, right?
But I could do my own Animal Planet show with him with that whole otter thing because the what would we call him? A human otter or the couch otter? How about that?
Oh, T-shirts! I see it.
The couch otter is a rare breed. Approach him with caution because he startles easily, causing him to stain his only one clean shirt.
That you should get a big picture of an otter eating.
On the couch.
Yeah,
but he really does. He stains every shirt. Every shirt has a stain right here because all the food goes like that. It's crazy.
Yes, John, you're at a loss for words, John.
Well, no, because I'm
absorbed.
because every time I have a comic on,
Yeah.
Richie says to me,
I don't
you
let them
keep
talk.
stepping on their punchlines. So I'm trying to sit here like a freaking stunad and and then Richie goes, you're not
Richie
talking.
sat in the first segment. He
You know-
sat like a stunad with the guy with the
It's funny
with the
because now
battalion
we're talking
chief.
about something I know and you don't. It's amazing.
Comedy?
That's right.
That's not nice.
No, you know a little bit about comedy.
Fireman, the Gemini. There's John.
I was saying,
Jokes.
Claudia, what do you think of this? I was right over here in Wantagh, and the other day I did a video. Richie goes, you should do a
Yeah.
bit on that. You know,
Yeah.
everybody goes, that's a bit. Do a bit.
That's a
right?
bit.
Everybody goes, that's a
Write
bit.
that
It was
down.
funny.
But I didn't think it was that funny.
What
but,
was it?
I said there was a place I was walking past, and it said eyelash extensions.
The whole store is
And that's
eyelash
it.
extensions.
That's all they
it.
do. is eyelash.
How do they make
And then the
That's
place
it.
right next door was a restaurant with about 80 things on the menu. And I'm going, how do they? What if you don't want eyelash extensions? Nobody goes in, right? But if you go to the other place, you don't want a hot dog. You maybe want the fries. You want, there's a lot of
A
choices.
lot of options.
So I said, how is this place stay open? And Richie said, it's funny. Do a bit on it.
Right.
He just likes to
No,
see me.
We don't have
You
a
know what I love?
punchline
The
yet.
foot massage too.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are right down the block. There's one.
Yeah.
Foot massage. That's it. They don't massage your hand, your neck, your back, not just your
Right,
feet.
Just your feet.
That's what I have my
But
husband
then you
for.
get two for the price of one.
I've been.
That's true.
My wife goes to the.
Buy one foot, get the other foot free.
I wonder what that's like. I've
You ever get a
never had
pedicure?
it.
You ever have a pedicure?
No.
You have a pedicure? You get
Yeah, of
pedicures.
course.
The best.
Does John
Best.
get pedicures?
Yes, he does.
He
On the
gets
couch?
mani
On the
pedis.
couch?
He gets mani pedis.
Does he leave the house?
He
get on
does.
the
For
couch?
that, he'll leave the house. For a woman to be between his legs, rubbing his feet and all that,
Oh, he
he'll
loves it.
leave
Hold
the
on.
house.
Wait a second.
So,
She shouldn't be between his legs if he's running his feet. I'm just saying.
well,
we gotta talk.
she's
to him
right
about this.
there.
We gotta talk.
Don't
to
worry,
him.
I'm sitting next to
Hello. But Richie.
Yeah.
Pedicure. Oh my God. I usually get it done out of town. I have to be honest because I don't want people to see. My daughter's got me into it. and it's the best.
It is,
Because
but
they don't just cut your nails. They do
they
kinds
rub your
of
feet and
rubbing
lotion and
feet and
yeah,
lotions and
true.
scrubbing. And
I'll tell you, my husband got us a couples massage, right, for our anniversary. Isn't that cute? The only thing is he's got rules, so we have to cut. All right. So
but no, finish. We
all
got 20
right. No,
seconds.
he's got rules. I can only be massaged by a woman, but he can be. I mean, he can be massaged by a woman himself, but
Right.
I can only be massaged by a woman. I'm not allowed to be massaged by a man.
Really?
No, seriously.
Really?
Those are the rules.
I want to finish that. That's a
Before-
bit.
Next time, let me say
It
one
is
thing.
actually.
Before
We don't have
get-
time to finish. You have to come.
We have to give her a phone book next time. You look like Dr. Ruth Westheimer
Yes,
over
we
there,
do.
like all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Laughter Saves Lives Live.
Live.
Thank you to our guests. We had Chief Bradley Shepard and we had Cheryl Frost, not Frosty, but Frost from the Run for the Fallen. We're going to be doing comedy shows for both of them out there.
Great.
Thanks to Claudia Baravita, number 32, playing third base. Claudia Baravita.
Baravita.
We're going to the diner. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.